Blah, 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 blah. A late stream. Yeah, this is gonna be a very a late stream indeed. But yeah, hello everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you all had a good. Today's Tuesday. Yeah, I hope you all had a good Tuesday and a good Monday as well. Yeah, this is a late stream. Thing is just that I just wanted to explore a bit. Never really done a late stream. But I kind of want to do it considering the game that we're about to do. So, yeah, hello kids, kids. Hello kids, hope you are having a good night. Cause I am ready. Cause I remember the last time trying to don't fall asleep during the stream again, Mr. Yarner. Okay, pal, okay. Rude. Okay, but yeah, anyways, today we are going to play First Bite, the game that I have died multiple times on, and hopefully this time I will do better. I will do better. I will survive. I will survive this one. Hopefully, now that I have more experience in this game, I will survive. I will be a survivor. I will be. I will be a survivor. Alright, let me check the volume in this game. Okay. First time. Hello, Crimson. Hello, hello, Crimson. Thank you for stopping by. Or thank you for coming here. I don't know why I say it like that. All right, we're going to new game. New start, fresh new start. I'm just gonna pray. Here's your warning. Very playing First Bite. Add a jump by. Love that game. User warning: Jaga will be down bad. Bitch. Okay. But yeah, we played this the one time, and I died so many times. So fresh start. Because I died so many times, and I'm like figuring out, okay, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Alias, my beloved. Wait, Alejandro saw you? Oh my god. Wait, he voice acts Illy? Oh my god, wait. wait. Ooh. Oh my god. This is gonna be interesting. Okay. Alias, my beloved. Not gonna lie. Not the biggest fan of Ilias. He's probably my third, which is kind of why we're going for him right now. Nothing but darkness surrounds me. I close my eyes, desperately trying to blink it away, but there's just nothingness. A void. I'm alone. Where am I? What am I doing here? How do I even get here? I try moving my leg. Nothing. As hard as I try to run away, my body refuses to cooperate. I try my arms next. Frozen. Before I can even try anything else, a light appears in the distance. There's something else flickering right next to that light. This volume shit. Let me turn this shit down. Okay, let me try and do this. My ears, Jesus. There we go. I could barely make it out, but what little I could see is horrifying. Glowing red eyes, bright white fangs, blood dripping from sharp talons. In an instant, they multiply, dancing around the shadows. They laugh. A word I cannot say and I will not say to embarrass myself of demonic giggles, and then skitter towards me at an inhuman speed, their movements chaotic. I'm helpless as they close in around me. An aroma of metallic sweetness infiltrated my nostrils, and I'm surrounded, trapped. Then they pounce, claws tearing deep into my muscles as they grab hold of me, teeth sinking into my flesh. I try to scream, but no sound escapes. Okay, here we go. I will survive. My eyes jolted open as I woke up in cold sweats. It was a dream. Just a dream. Or close to a nightmare, depending how you feel about being torn apart by vampires, I guess. My heart feels like it's about to burst out of my chest. My mind races over the lingering memory of what I saw. I quickly scanned my surroundings to make sure I'm actually in my room and also alive. Everything is in its rightful place, and my laptop is asking me if I'd like to continue watching Death of the Dead. At this point, I should know better than falling asleep watching horror movies, but I was lured in at the prospect of two hot characters kissing, and I just rested my eyes for a little too long. Oops. Some ridiculous part of my brain holds a kernel of hope that one day I'll enter a deliciously dark world of the unknown and unexplainable. But for now, I'm stuck here. Even my dreams won't let me near what I want. And now that these thoughts are once again racing through my mind, I know it's absolutely fruitless to try and fall asleep again. But I try nonetheless. I go through every trick in the book. Breathing exercise, counting sheep, writing erotic fanfiction in my head. Decidedly unhelpful. Surprise, surprise! I'm still awake and blankly staring at my ceiling. Great job, me. Sigh, pushing the covers off of my body. There's no point in staying in bed. I grab my phone from my bedside table, bracing myself as I check the time. 3 a.m. Once again, my body has betrayed me by falling into the disgusting habitual cycle. Having a nightmare. Wake up, stay awake, rinse, repeat. Defeated, I yawn and stretch my bones as I stand, and I make my way to my bedroom mirror. I drag my fingers down my cheeks. I glare at my reflection, illuminated by the dangling fairy lights. What is your name? That would not be my name, thank you very much. I am not No. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's gonna be Cons. Last name? Higinbana. Pronouns? Bad bitch. There's none of them. Okay, we'll go for he, him then. Eye color. green, I guess. I don't know. I take a deep breath. I am Kwanzaa Yabana, and I am going to have a good night. If only my therapist could see me now. A positive affirmation to my start. Wait. Is it night? Morning? The time between times? Normally when this disjointed sleeping pattern curses me, I either read my old collection of Ghost Flash books for the 100th time or write on my website. The singularity most interesting thing about me is that I have cradled and nurtured a cryptic blog on a nice level of internet fame. Ghosting is my main source of serotonin and started out as a tiny forum in avenue to find and cultivate friendships with those that love the strange and unusual as much as I do. It still serves the same purpose now, but on a larger scale. Mingling still happens, and the original forum are as active as ever, but I had to get creative and produce different types of content in order to keep myself afloat in this economy. My review of Where Are the Werewolves goes up later today, and I also need to upload that How to Attract Bigfoot video. Alright. Appreciate that you're reading it in full. A lot of people skip these kind of stuff. Their narration really good. Yay! I'm doing well! The crown jewel of ghosting is also overdue for an update. It's an erotic section lovely dubbed of the cryptic corner, and it surprised me to see it become the most popular part of the website. I'll admit I'm no Bill Shakespeare, but it warms my heart to see people coming back to my wide and variety selection of the supernatural erotica. Who knew that horny horror was the catnip to people all over the world, and not just me? Unfortunately, I'm stuck on my latest would-be masterpiece, and all I have is a potential questionable title: Mummy Milkers. It's a work in progress. I waved it off. I'll figure all that out and update Cryptic Corner when inspiration hits. I lazily scan my room, trying to hit that motivation jackpot, but when I pause on my window, the moon is full and I'm bright against a starless night. An excellent setting for some ominous entertainment. Maybe I need to get out, go for a walk, see what early morning Portland offers me. There's enough weirdness happening during the day in the city, so I'm sure something blends over into the twilight hours. With my mind made up, I mosey over to my closet. What does one wear for a witching hour stroll? All black, like my soul. I'll be as dark as the night that surrounds me. I find my favorite band shirt crumpled on the ground and give it a customary sniff to make sure it's clean before slipping it on. I pair it with my favorite black jeans and boots, and I'm good to go. I pose in front of the mirror, blowing a kiss to mirror cons, looking good. I am a little abuzz with excitement as I gather my bearings. The most radical thing I've done lately is quit my gray tone office job and pick up shifts at a local coffee shop to supplement the income from my website. It's comforting knowing that there are others like me who have this undeniable attraction to the things that go bump in the night, despite the monotony of my day-to-day. It's easier to exit when you blend in and squirrel away any untoward interests. It avoids awkwardness conversations, and no one's caught on my deep dark secrets yet. Well, there was a one time where I felt that my desires for supernatural were something to be ashamed of, and well, maybe they are in the polite society, but after I spent too many brain rotting hours in an office cubicle, I decided I would lean into the delusion to bring some color back into my life. Most people don't see the value in that sort of thing, and that's fine, but I can't help it. Something about the occult excites me more than anything else. It's always been that way. I gave up trying to fight it a long time ago. I shake the thought out of my head. It's no use thinking about it now. I have some inspiration to look for. I grab my phone, my wallet, my house keys from my desk, and give my room once over, making sure I'm not forgetting anything. Then, with a final flash of some finger guns to my reflection in the mirror, I'm out. It isn't long until I find myself standing outside the house. 6969 Dead End Drive. They did that on purpose. Nice. It's creepy and old, and no one actually know who owns it. And right now, it's luring me in. Normally, I pass by on my walk to the coffee shop, and during the day, it gives no more than a fleeting thought. Maybe it's a desperation for a crumb of inspiration, but tonight, I'm intrigued. For years, I thought it was totally abandoned. The windows are all covered up with what looks like scraps of newspaper, but what gives me a pause in the front yard is it's too well kept. Those bushes don't tend to themselves. Like every historic neighborhood, there's always that one house that has a particularly bad reputation, and this gothic beauty is it. I've heard all the stories. I count them on my fingers. Witches who eat children, an ex-murderer who slaughtered their whole family, a pack of feral stray cats overthrown the previous owner, a leprechaun's hideout, and my personal favorite, vampires. I always thought it was a joke to scare away kids to stop them from playing their yard, but if only it were true. I find myself just standing here and staring, tempted by the house and what might linger inside it, which isn't a smartest move. In October, in the Pacific Northwest, it's dark, I'm cold, it's also definitely about to rain. I should go in? The words fell out of my mouth without the thought. Just pure impulsive, succumbing to the mystery, tugging at my curiosity. I shrugged myself and looked around. No one's here to witness my petty crime of breaking and entering. With my journalistic integrity intact, I will myself to stroll up to the house. The porch groans loudly in protest. I step onto it, and my hand reaches to the front door. I apply gentle pressure, and the door swings open with a delicately spooky, decidedly terrifying creak. That's not what I expected. Was it just left ajar like that? Damn, I was very prepared to use that lock-picking skills I picked up from all those video games I played, which totally would have worked. As the door swings open, a slight breeze flows from inside, like someone forgot to close the fridge and let out the cold. I shiver against it. And then, finally, I hesitate. Should I really be adding trespassing to my resume? Am I actually doing this? Hell yeah, we are not cowards. We are going to be those white people in those horror movies, making terrible decisions. What will my therapist say? She told me it would be a good idea for me to say yes to more things in my life. This is most certainly what she would be talking about. Alright, Cons. You're going inside this house, and you're doing it right now. Think of the possibilities. And there are no corporeal beings. Hopefully there will be a hot ghost that will make me want to shit my pants. I push the door open a little more and squeeze inside. It's now or never. Once I get inside the house, my teeth started scattering. It's cold, like really fucking cold. Someone forgot heating exists. I think I'm in a small foyer, but it's hard to tell because without a soft glow, the moonlight outside, I can barely see my hand in front of my face. I pull out my phone, turn on the flashlight, and inspect my surroundings. As I shine my light around the room, I see this place appears to be lost in time. Nothing seems to have changed since at least the 1800s. Not the furniture, not the wallpapers, or the smell. I inhale deeply and catch a scent of something pungent and another word I will not say to embarrass myself, hidden deep within the normal old house musk. Unpleasant as it is, it's an aroma that intrigues the rest of my senses, begging me to find the rest of the secrets packed within these walls. At the end of the hall, I see a light sneaking through the crack of a half-open door. Whoever's here, if anyone at all, must be in error. I hold my breath as I listen intently for clues, and sure enough, there are signs of life I craved. I hear what sounds like muffled conversations, and even a very clear
Fuck you!
I raise an eyebrow. Now this is something worth investigating. As I take another step, the floorboards creak loudly underneath my feet. Shit. I paused, silent as a grave, as still as a statue, and pray those muffled voices did not hear me. There's a tense moment before the voice continues, and I release the breath I was holding. I pause. I passed the stealth check. Maybe. Continuing to sneak along the dark corridor, I creep closer and closer to the illuminating room. Then I'm right outside the cracked door with my back against the wall. Now that I'm closer, I can hear them more clearly. Three distinctly different tones echo into the hallway.
You smell that?
Everything goes deathly silent. Then
It smells like human in here.
I freeze instantly.
There it is again.
I keep telling you, it's your dirty cups piled in the sink. You're just as shit at doing dishes as you are playing cards.
At least when he sucks at cards, there's a chance he'll have to take his clothes off.
Every day, the cups keep piling up and not a nipple in sight.
First of all, I'm good at everything. A warrior like me just can't waste his time on trivial things like cards and dishes. Gotta save my huge brain and muscles for more important things. Second,
I hear the sound of someone inhaling deeply.
my nose never lies. I smell human.
The speaker's word hit me like a thunderbolt. What had I been thinking, sulking about in the hallway and eavesdropping on whoever lives here? Could be a trope of an axe murderer, for all I know.
Have we already forgotten the time your nose led us straight into that werewolf house party?
Wait, werewolves? Somehow, despite the growing panic in my chest, the phrase werewolf house party makes me snort. We are an idiot. What the? I covered my mouth with my hand immediately, as I thought it might somehow take it back. But it's too late. Well, well, well. We might have company after all.
Go on. Show yourself.
Shit. I can't describe the feeling, but it's like I'm being compelled to step from the darkness and into the light. My feet propel me forward of their own accord, carrying me around to the corner as I resign myself to the fact that I've been caught. What I see when I enter the room jolts me right out of my numbness into a state of shock. Oh! Uncontrollably, my heart skips a beat. The three voices I heard are matched by three equally as mesmerizing faces. They're so beautiful, it almost hurts to look at them. Bitch, okay. And by the look of their slightly protruded and yet also slightly intrigued expression, I've clearly interrupted something. Using my big galaxy brain, I surveyed the situation and decided my next move. There's a mess of playing cards and a glass of wine stirred across the table in front of them. The way they're holding their cards reminds me of an old spaghetti western, right before there's a shootout in the saloon. The three of them stare at me in a way that makes me feel like a ham ready for carving. None of them speak, they're just evaluating me with this bizarre hunger in their gaze. I should say something to scatter this long, incredibly awkward pause. I know this looks bad, but the words are barely out of my mouth before they leap towards me at a human speed, knocking me onto my back and push me against the carpet. Great. We got jumped. The breath leaves my lung and my hands burn as bare skin and textile collide.
See? I fucking told you I smelled human.
Ooh. Oh! Tis season to be horny. Fuck. What's the French word for a foursome? It's like last Friday night, keeping in the dark, then I have a notre trois. Okay, so what's the French word for a foursome? Because bitch. You know what? I have an idea. Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, all of y'all Saturday, Sunday. No treat for you for getting it right, Ilias. Assuming we all want to call dibs. Should we rock, paper, scissors for him? I'm just saying, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and all three of y'all together on the weekends. I'm just saying.
Dibs. Really, Laurel? Can't we just share? We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah. Sharing is caring, you know. Sharing is caring, you know.
No, Valeria. As the oldest, smartest, and hottest, the human is mine by right.
Wait your turn. I feel like a piece of furniture out for an auction as a swap meet. Am I into that? I'm completely mesmerized by every hand movement, every turn of their lips, every glance in my direction as they bicker. My heart races like I feel myself getting unnaturally hot despite the freezing temperature of the house.
Don't be greedy, Illy. Think of all the fun we could have.
Yeah. Listen to her. Listen to Vampire Azula.
That's all it is for you. Fun. You two enjoy those pre-packaged little blood bags, but a hunter like me needs to feed. My fangs haven't pierced flesh in so long.
Wait. It's this type of sentence, but then he gives off this expression where I'm like, how am I supposed to react to that? Like, it sounds like a menacing sentence, but yeah, he's giving me a puppy eyes. Like, how am I supposed to react to? Oh, the nipples! The biggest one has me pinned to the floor, period. But despite their threatening words, they don't exactly seem intent on killing me right this second. Even lying prone on the ground, the first thing I notice is their teeth, or rather the deadly pointing of their canines. Their skin doesn't have that plumpness or glow that mine has. Almost like their caterpillars forgot how to... Wait, their capillaries? I don't know why I say caterpillars, the fuck? Their capillaries forgot how to refill with blood. And then the mirror behind them has no reflections. No. This can't be happening. There's no way they're actually vampires? The worst crashes out and they turn to me. Hungry, unforgiving, feral. The one they call Valerie grabs hold of my chin with a delicate hand, but there's nothing delicate about the way she's holding me. I need reference. I need reference. I need reference. I need reference.
Looks like we have a fan on our hands.
It looks like we do.
Wolf. Her dark brows are pinched when she leans closer, her head tilted like she's sizing me up.
You interrupted us, kitten. And Ilias here was just about to take his shirt off.
I am no longer a jackal. Ladies and gentlemen, I am no longer a canine. I am no longer a jackal. I will be rebranding myself. I will now be kitten. Cause, bitch!
Taking your shirt off is for losers. And I was clearly winning.
I mean, to be fair, what is there to put? Why do you even have a shirt? We can see the pepperonis. We can see the pepperonis. We can see the meat. We can see the meat and the pepperonis. What is there to? There's no reason, just take them all off. Let us see the lines. Let us see the barriers. Winning. I'm afraid. Laurel, let him dream.
I don't have to dream about winning. Winning is all I do. Think of these muscles. My face? These cards?
The trio continues to bicker amongst themselves, and I just lie here, watching. Vampires are just myths. Monsters made up by Confucian historians and then embellished by storytellers seeking to make us feel something. There has to be a simple explanation for these three, but now it's not the time to get myself worked up on my own little fantasies. It probably some sort of kink vampire LARP events, cosplayers who lift or something. And I am usually so on top of these gatherings. The costuming and the props are serious. The movie magic fangs and even a red wine in our glasses was like real blood. And it wouldn't surprise me if they rented out this house for their own pleasure. There's no way you're real vampires. Who are you? A deadly silence fills the space between us as I graciously interrupted their quarreling. Valerie's hands gets gripper into my chins. Alia's body feels heavier against me. We need a reference. How are we being held? Because Okay, she's holding her chin, and his body is heavy against me. So is he behind me while she's like in front of me? Bitch! Okay. Who are we?
You don't think we're real?
I don't give a shit what he thinks. He'll know we're real enough when his blood is sliding down our throats.
She's hot. They need to add more CGZ. We need visuals. We need visuals.
Too much talking, not enough killing.
Ilias lunges for me at a speed that my eyes can hardly register, and I am in such a broken state of shock that the first thing that comes to my mind, Parley. They all pause immediately, going still as statues as they look at me with distinctly mixed disgust and confusion.
Parlay.
Oh, parlay. I said partly. My bad.
Do we look like fucking pirates to you?
I mean, you can collect this booty.
You are what you eat, I suppose. Yo ho ho.
Shit!
I'm sorry. Breathe. 'Tis the season to be horny. Shit. Is there like a vampire version of Parley where you have to let me explain myself before you kill me?
That green shit they put on your food to make it look nice?
Parlay, not parsley. It's some bullshit the human picked up from the movies. You know, parlay.
Clearly, Ilias does not know.
Besides, it's bold of you to assume we have anything to talk to you about, human.
Mommy, give me a chance.
He could surprise you, Val.
You know, I never thought I'd be reminiscing about all the sailors I've eaten when I first seen him quivering around the corner.
Honestly, Laurel, who hasn't eaten a ship full of sailors?
Ooh, his eyes!
Oh, now you've got me thinking about that time in Central Bay.
She gives my head an idle little shake, her fingernails digging into my chin and makes my mouth purrs as she stares wistfully into the distance.
Oh, pristine beaches, expensive wines, obnoxious tourists no one will miss.
I'm sorry, I need to make a side comment. Does she not act like Azula from Avatar The Last Airbender? Like, she is giving off Azula, and I am here for it. As I once again continue to talk, as if I am not here, my gaze fills between their gorgeous, terrifying faces, despite to find something I can use. All those years of memorizing books and movies and useless video games and cryptid lore has prepared me for this moment. I rack my brain for what little information I've managed to learn about these three thus far. The biggest one, Ilias, is apparently the oldest, and it seems to believe he is the best of the three of them in every way. He's probably susceptible to flattery. Valerie, the most petite of the trio, seems to have a penchant for luxury if the gaze looks into her eyes when she mentions Central Bay is anything to go by. And then finally, Laurel, the hardest to read of the three, gives me the distinct impression that they might be open to being entertained. I won't have much time to try whatever it is I'm going to do, so I better choose a vampire fast and just go for it. I need to choose something. Wait. Oh wait, Ilias is a fucking vampire narcissist akimbo. If we flatter him, we'll live. I'm sorry, I just think if I'm going to die, it should be the hands of the strongest, hottest, smartest, sexiest. I frowned. I swear, there was one more attribute he'd mentioned.
Don't forget the oldest.
Right, I'm sorry. And the oldest vampire here. Laurel rolled their eyes while Valerie shakes her head, but Ilya particularly beams.
What a smart human you are. Nothing gets past you.
Does this mean we get to live?
Anyone can figure out that the way to your heart is through your inflated ego, darling.
Damn it, she read us like a book.
If we're going to do this, can we at least make it interesting?
Damn. This? The whole fast talking your way out of a grisly situation thing. Their tone is so unbelievably world-wearing, as if they've seen this situation play again and again. They talk about my hypothetical death the same way I talk about Are You Scared of the Dark, which reruns.
I'd rather we didn't do much more talking at all, to be honest. I'm bored.
Give me a chance, please!
So you just want to kill the human now because you're jealous.
Himbo, baby, save us. What happened to those killer instincts, Illy?
They're still there. I'm a stone cold killer, okay?
Shit. He turns his wicked golden gaze on me, somehow exuding both murderous intent and boyish excitement in equal measures.
But if you want to say some nice things about me again first, human.
Flattery really will get you everywhere with him.
If he says so, then bet. The vampires are all staring at me expectantly now, and this time the pressure is really on. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait. I need to think. Instinct mode on. Wait a minute. He's a fucking himbo. I couldn't help but notice that you have more muscles than is humanly possible.
That's because it's not humanly possible.
The massive vampire grins boredly, baring his fangs at me while he lifts his arm in a pose reminiscent of a bodybuilder at the beach in one of those old advertisements. Visuals! Where are the visuals? You know, the one where they kick sand at the loudly nerd? I kind of want to see that, but like in a meme way. Like as a meme, I want to see that as a meme.
I have as many muscles as is vampirely possible.
How many is that?
A lot, obviously.
Obviously. Well, if I had to die, I can't think of a better way to go than being crushed between those perfect arms. I'm sorry. Oh, not these lines. Shit. Okay, squeeze me like a grape, crack me like a walnut, crush me like a melon. You know what? If possible, can you crush me like those melons videos? Crush me like a melon.
You know just what I want to hear.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm putting a stop to this. His ego is already big enough, thank you.
I want to live, sis. I want to live.
There will be no living with him after this. Well, if you're not gonna let the human keep saying nice things about me, I'm just gonna eat him now. In what way? Kicking your ass at cars really worked up an appetite. Oh fuck. It's drinking blood. Not me. Damn it.
Oh, again, delusional. But the point still stands. It does feel like you've reached your expiration date, sweet thing.
Somehow, once again, these three beautiful people are arguing amongst themselves, and I'm left with a moment to ponder my options. There's no going back for me, but maybe I can. A fancy word I will not say because I have no idea how the fuck to say it. My way through this extremely sexy, scary predicament. It's clear to me we'll never settle on who gets to eat me if we continue like this. You're all just too sexy and cool and clever. And I suppose you have our answers, do you?
Again, wasting time talking when we could be feeding.
I praise you. What the fuck? Now, Illy. How often do we get entertainment on this caliber delivered to our doorsteps? I want to see what cute little scheme he's got in his pocket. The massive empire actually pouts.
It actually hurts to be this bored, you know?
He is pouting. Wow, this is going to be so easy. I suppose we could hear suggestions before we tear him apart. Talk fast, human. I can only keep these two from your throat for so long. Okay, well, I was actually thinking maybe I could ask you three a couple questions, you know, for me to get to know each other like a little better. That way we can see who's the best fit to eat me.
You're holding Ely and I back for a fucking job interview.
I haven't had a job in...
He frowns, his eyes squinting, mouth open and closing. He seems to thinking particularly hard about something. He raises his hands and looks to be counting his fingers, but he gives up after a few moments. A long fucking time, and I'll be damned if I start now. Laurel inhales and exhales quietly, a hint of a smile on those perfect purple lips.
Absolute treasures, aren't they? Keep talking.
Will do. If they are the creatures of the night as they claim to be, I better continue to think fast. I survived thus far on wit alone, and I can't let it fail me now. Maybe confidence is the key. Maybe I can throw them off. Okay. This is probably the part where I need to like start thinking really critical now. Oh, you know what? I stand my ground. Surely I can easily play their game and win them over with compliments. There's just no way you're not LARPers. Silly, sexy LARPers. I smirk at them, try my best to make sure it doesn't shake nervously at the edges. He's smiling! That has to mean something. That has to mean something. Either way, I guess it doesn't matter. Laurel exhales a lilting laugh. Does that mean what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Que sera? Certainly an interesting credo to live by.
Ooh.
And die by.
Shit.
You really are quite bold for a blood bag, aren't you?
I admire your tenacity, I suppose. We'll indulge you, but this is truly your last chance. Ilias, clearly on a different page than Laurel and Valerie's entirely, flexes his big, beefy arm.
I just can't believe you think that humans could ever have muscles like mine.
Valerie narrowed her eyes at me as Ilias palms his fist. He looks pretty keen on ripping me to shreds.
Illy, not yet.
Please save me! A moment of raw tension passes.
This better be as fun as you seem to think it will be, Laurel. I can think of a million better ways to spend my time.
Twitter, for example. Laurel pointedly ignores her.
Tell me, what exactly drove you to fling yourself into this pit of vipers, human?
Ilias grumbles.
God, it's so boring when you play Puppet Master. I'm over it. Enough talking. I'm taking what's mine.
In what way are you saying like that? A look passes over Valerie's faces like she's suddenly reconsidering things.
Oh.
You suddenly don't want to be hunted him now, Illy. Ilias grumbles.
Come on.
He's just standing here like we owe him something.
A hunt can take many forms, Ilias.
Even that of a light chit-chat. Ilias throws them both a look of open disgust, but he sighs sounds a lot like defeat. However temporary that may be.
I'll make it fun for you, Illy.
I just want him to say that in my ear. Is that too hard to ask? Real shit. If I don't, I'll finally bring that pretty little clerk home for dinner.
I'll even let you have the first bite.
The beefy vampire remains unconvinced. You don't make this easy, do you? Let's bring out the big gun, shall we? And here I was, saving this treat for a special occasion. Ilias perks up a bit at that.
Humor me, and I'll hand over that extra special, super rare Wagelad spread from the 1992 Party Down edition of Glow Rods Weekly.
That does it. His expression, I'm weak.
The one with the,
Yes.
Yes.
and the...
Yes.
Fine, human. Check this shit out.
Ilias straight up flexes, showing me his delts, bicep, triceps, and multitude of muscles I can't even name. You read enough dairy magazines to know that humans are definitely capable of achieving such a body, Illy.
I'll also take the liberty to remind you that you had those muscles when you were alive.
Yeah, well, can a human do this?
Ilias drops on the ground and straightens into a plank position.
Get on my back, Laurel. You too, Val.
I need visuals.
Fuck.
You cannot be fucking serious.
Ugh.
Laurel doesn't seem to mind the request and sits astride him like they're riding a pony.
Ugh.
With a huff, Valerie follows suit. It's an interesting sort of vampire pyramid. Where are the visuals? Now what?
Watch.
He begins doing push-ups with one finger. Where are the visuals? Where are the visuals? Where are the visuals? What the fuck is going on? What is happening to me? One second I'm practically begging them for my life, the next thing they're trying to impress me with their talents. I don't know what to think. In my mind ranks from terrified to fascinate to enthralled. This certainly isn't what I had in mind of all the times I dream about watching three hot vampires ride each other. I'd be lying if I said this was exactly what I expected.
I'm sorry to tell you that everything you've learned from your insipid modern media is likely wrong. Laughable at best.
is the fact we're not having any visuals. It's just pissing me off right now. I want to see the visual. Everything? Laura and Valerie dismounted, and Ilias huffed as he stands and joined them. Yes, everything. I have so many questions. I feel like these are probably the two basic ones. Let's just go with the holy water. Holy water is concentrated by the church. Does it work? All it does is gets you wet. And if you want it to get wet, there are a lot more fun ways to do it. Okay. What about coffins?
Do I look like I sleep in a coffin to you?
I'm just asking. Have you not read Vampire Diaries? Have you, or not read it, the fuck? Is there a book for that? I don't think so. Have you not watched Vampire Diaries?
Who do you think I am? Fucking Nosferatu?
Wait. Now hold on a minute. You're saying Nosferatu is real?
In a way, I suppose.
Dracula is very real, and Nosferatu was based on him, so...
You know, I actually knew Dracula personally.
Story time! Ilias groans loudly, but Valeria continues, raising her voice slightly as if it drowned out his obvious sorrow. Vampire is not age, but the way Laurel and Ilias seems to wither at the prospect of listening to her tell another story seems to sap a few centuries of their infinite lifespan.
Oh, it was all very exciting at first, the whole King of Darkness thing. But then you come to realize that he's far too invested in the wrong kind of impaling. Ah, such a waste.
Wait, you had sex with Dracula?
Oh, well, of course I fucked him. I'm not stupid. Ah, he's 6'7" and built like a god.
Visuals, 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 visuals. Why are we getting these descriptions? I'm a visual learner. Where are the visuals? This is bullshit.
I'm just saying, it's unfortunate that he showed more interest in skewering his enemies than me. And I'm not going to beg any man, Dracula or not, to pay me attention.
Oh, period. Queen shit. My mind is officially blown. Okay, now I have to ask. What is the difference between vampire sex and human sex?
Oh, you poor creature. You have no idea.
Can I know?
It's better than your inadequate human mind could ever possibly imagine.
We can physically see lust spiraling off of bodies like smoky tendrils can taste the pheromones that linger on the tip of gasping tongues.
Oh shit, they can probably see my lust right now. We can smell every bead of sweat and cum. A plethora of aromas. Sweat, salty, and inviting.
It rules!
My heart starts racing, and then... Hang on. Why the fuck are we still talking to our dinner? Dinner?
Yes, that would be you. Sans a good garnish.
I am known to be pretty tasty.
Ugh. My urge to kill it is dissipating. This human has no sense of self-preservation.
I just said I taste good. What the It's no fun if you're not scared. It's 2024. Why the fuck should I be scared of you? It really has been a long time since I had a good, hot, fresh meal. I stare into the 3 sets of wide, scarlet red. Ooh! I feel like I'm standing on the precipice of something terrifying and life-ruining. But my heart is racing like I just won the fucking lottery. I think back to my dream. Was it a pre-motion? Premonition? I don't know what this word is. Was the universe predicting my ultimate death at the hands of these 3 monsters? Do you know what could make this mortal's blood tastier, better? A performance.
I want to play with him. Make it last.
Yeah, I volunteer. I volunteer as tribute. I volunteer as tribute. I volunteer as tribute. They step forward again, just on the edge of too close, and their hunger gaze roams my body like they're sizing me up for feasting. The eagerness inside me awakens, stirring curiously, and takes every ounce of my remaining willpower to tip my throat in surrender.
Fuck this. I want to kill him right now. And I call dibs.
Oh shit. In an instant, Ilya is racing towards me. His outstretched arms grasp my shoulder, and we toppled over. As I hit the floor for the 2nd time this evening, I feel a very real sense of deja vu wash over me. He licks his lips before burying his cruel fangs.
Elias, wait.
Oh, the way he said that. Valerie bends over and leans closer, her long, silky hair falling in my face. She traces the carve on my cheeks with her fingertips, tracing down my jawline.
Tell me your name.
Contigabana.
Well, now, Laurel here seems to have taken a liking to you. So that means you have one final chance to plead your case. Good luck, and don't fuck it up.
Oh my god, this is terrifying. Okay. Okay. I'm just saving this run. You're probably wondering how I ended up here. This is exactly what I had in mind when I left the house earlier this evening on the lookout for an adventure. Though it might be a situation that has played out in more than a few of my wicked fantasies, I have a terrible feeling I won't get the usual happy ending I imagine. No, this does definitely feel like a running off into the sunset. This doesn't feel like the running into the sunset with 3 super ripped, super hot vampires with a gentle breeze blowing through my hair deal. Maybe they'll prop me up on the sofa when they're done draining me dry and dress my corpse in a fashionable pair of sunglasses. If I'm lucky. They certainly seem like the type. Focus cons. Ilias, who still has me pinned on the floor, is staring at me, a frown pitching his brows, and I am wondering if maybe he can hear some of the weird shit currently swirling around my brain. Valerie is still hovering close enough where I can smell her sweet perfume, grows more menacing by the second. And Laurel, quiet, contemplating, terrifying Laurel is wearing a smirk that could kill you from 100 yards away. They're leaning against the wall, watching the whole thing going down from a safe distance. It could be worse. Maybe. If they want me to tell them why they shouldn't kill me here now, I better put my back into it. As a writer, I am notoriously good at bullshitting, or as ghost and user monsterfucker 69 420 commented, presenting a fantasy that has people desperate for more. I need to figure out how to convince them to not rip open my throat and suck my life away. And if I fail, Honestly, that wouldn't be that bad either. I go out and service and stuff that I love. And then I have a light bulb moment. A fucking terrible, ill-advised, monumentally stupid light bulb moment. Wait. Ilias and Valerie pulled back quickly as if struck. Their head tipped to the side in the same way a dog would if you shook a treat box. Laurel just huffs a laugh, but it doesn't look like they plan on stopping me from further pleading my case. I have to wonder if these three ever managed to have a fresh meal. I want to be you. I have a proposition for you. Say I do end up with all the bargaining chips. What exactly do I want? I'm a paranormal writer. Am I just content to leave with only the memories of this insane night, trying to do it justice in my writing? Or do I want something more? A souvenir, a trinket maybe, or
We're waiting.
oh, I thought we were just talking to them. Fuck it, these are vampires. Clearly, immortality must be on the table here. I take a deep breath. What would I have to do to convince you to make me like you? Turn me into a vampire. Alias bursts into laughter immediately, which is really great for my ego, if not expected, actually. But when I tear my eyes from his doubled over hulking form and look at Valerie and Laurel, they seem to be intrigued.
That's hilarious. A really good one. I forgot humans could be so funny.
Talk.
I mean, I'd be stupid not to ask, right? I've literally dreamed of having an opportunity like this my whole life. Can you blame me for taking the risk? You're gonna kill me regardless, I think. Valerie shrugs and looks at Laurel.
The human isn't wrong.
Ilias snaps his head from the side quickly, looking between these two comrades like they just grew horns.
Wait, are you actually pausing right now? Why aren't we chowing down?
Ugh.
Shush, Illy.
So if you really want this, convince us.
My mouth folds open, then closes. Open, close. Right. I could do that. Shit. Fuck. What have I done? I feel Ilya's grip on my shoulder loosens as he swings his leg over to stop strangling me. Reference! Where's the reference? Reluctantly, he sets me free and I instinctively set up, scooting my knees into my chest.
We're expecting some good entertainment this evening now, you know.
Give me a minute!
Though I'll warn you in case you haven't already guessed, we're a pretty tough crowd.
Yeah, no shit. I gulp. But I can work with that. This is just a game. Right? A very stupid, very deadly game. But I've been gifted a few more turns to make this work in my favor. And hey, I play a ton of games. I'll just have to use all my charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent to turn the tables. Judging by the look on their faces, the long I dilly-dally, the hunger and more impatient they get. And like I already said, and like they already confirmed, the odds of me walking out here alive are virtually non-existent. That's more than fair. I pause, letting the words hang in the air. Knowing that I have all of their attentions of the vampires, I use my next turn to stand up, brush myself off, and making sure my stand is as confident as I can muster. They don't seem to know I am metaphorically shitting myself, despite them probably being able to hear my heart screaming in my chest.
It's not every day we come across a human who lacks fear when staring death in the face.
So, enlighten us. Well, firstly, you're all really fucking hot. Valeria rolls her eyes so hard I think they might fall out of her skull.
Okay.
Stating the obvious, kitten. What I mean is, vampires are brilliant, fascinating creatures that, until tonight, I thought weren't fact. Just fiction. I've studied you, written about you. Why would I be afraid to die when it's literally my death wish, dream, fulfillment to come to life? It's not as pretty as you seem to think.
There's a lot of blood. Like a ton. A whole body's worth.
Oh, it's especially messy when Illy is involved.
It doesn't count if you don't get blood everywhere. He points at Valerie and it looks like she's giving him, and the look she gives him made me think she might bite his finger off.
Plus, you're not even half as delicate as you think you are. You get sloppy too.
She turns her nose up at him.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Illy is right. Remember that couple in Trinidad?
Oopsie.
Ugh.
I do not. She clearly does.
I remember walking in on the three of you. It was a complete bloodbath. I'll never forget your face.
Don't make me make you forget my face.
As I listen to them talk about their past indiscretions, the idea of joining them on Fresh's blood-fueled vacation sounds deliciously tempting. I muster up as much willpower as I can to keep my voice steady. I'm serious about what I said. I want you to turn me. I feel 3 sets of eyes narrowing in on all of my vital spots. Laurel looks me more like a hamster in a cage. Illy, Val, you are also commenting on your woefully charismatic boredom. Maybe cons can liven things up around here. They smiled at me, and despite it reaching their pretty eyes, it doesn't quite stick. I am especially good at making life interesting, if I do say so myself. I can teach you things like gaming, internet shopping, how to not act on Twitter.
We might be old, but we're not stuck in the Victorian times.
Oh, maybe you can fix my computer? It's doing that thing that it always does.
We can talk about your spectacular ability to infect every device we own with porn malware some other time, Elias.
What? But for now, our attention should be on why Cons wants to become one of us. What? Hush. With a wave of her hand, I felt my words die on my tongue.
You think it's something we can easily do? Just turn you, like how humans adopt a puppy?
Well, it's not that hard. Illy, that's not the point.
None of us chose this life. It's not all amazing sex and free meals.
It's not? What Valerie means is that it isn't as glamorous as I assumed you believe it to be. Valerie steps towards me, leaning closely between us. She takes my chin between her forefinger and thumb, making sure I have no choice but to look at her. Why should we bother letting you continue to waste our precious time, Cons?
Oh, entertaining you and your little idea was fun for a second. But I get bored so very easily, and Illy's tummy is going to stop growling soon.
She leans closer again, her lips brushing my ear. I need a reference. I need reference. I will pay money for a reference. And that is just so rare these days. Like, who do I need to contact? You won't like him when he gets hungry.
Hey, I'm always hungry.
Okay, that's not even an option I'm gonna pick. Let's see here. I want to mess with people. I want to, you know what? Let's do it this one. I'm tired of this human body. I can only do so much. Especially now that I'm being more. That being more is such a tangible thing. I want to be stronger, better, faster. Ilias quirks a brow and what looks like curiosity, and then he's scoffing and looking smug.
That's cute, but you'll never be better than me.
Not gonna lie, the way he said that was hot. I'm gonna say that. The way he said that was hot. Bravo. He proudly flexes his big, meaty arms, and wow, that's big. You know what else could be big? It doesn't help that he has gray sweatpants. Huge. Extra large.
Our kind are strong, sure. But don't go thinking you could ever reach my level of perfection. Understand?
You know what? I was gonna say something dirty, but I think I'll be banned if I say it. Duly noted. Then I hear. Is that a meow? Wait. Do you have a cat?
Nasty Dennis, he's not just a cat.
I look around for this nasty Dennis and see nothing. The quiet, somewhat intimidating meowing continues. Can I see him?
Ugh.
It isn't quite that simple, I'm afraid. He's more fiend than feline.
If you do see him, it's probably a bad omen for you human.
Is he like one of those cats who sits with elderly people in nursing homes before they die? Valerius snorts derisively.
I'll probably just shred your jugular.
So that's where the nasty comes from. Got it. Someone is enamored. I don't blame you. He's a fine specimen.
Right.
Despite being a complete bastard, yes. I wouldn't say I am enamored, just curious.
Isn't curiosity what killed the cat?
Peg me, please. Valeria then gestures towards the gallery behind her with a dramatic florist presenting the portrait of it with dainty hands. Nasty Dennis is a shaggy white Persian with a permanent resting murder face. And he's wearing a dashing tiny red bow tie. You know what? He's adorable. You know, I'm saying right now. I'm just gonna say he's adorable. That's a cute ass cat. I love him. He looks so soft when the kiss his fluffy, angry little eyebrows.
You really do have a death wish.
It's 2024. Why the fuck? Why should I care about death? Clearly.
Just because you've lasted this long doesn't mean we won't kill you, you know.
Shit.
Trying to distract us by using Nasty Dennis as a pawn. I'm on to you, human.
Oh, she's one of those cat lovers.
Come on.
I'm getting really hungry and my patience is running out. I'm this close to snapping and eating you right here, right now. If only it's a different way, you know? Right, that whole thing. Shit. I'm not sure how long I could hold them off like this. Apart taking in a risky game of breaking and entering, trespassing, and most heinously, I interrupted their game nights. And now I'm stuck in a game of my own making. One for life and death. I can't just stand by and hope they'll just want to keep me around without putting the work in. Especially with such an incredibly opportunity being dangled right before my eyes. Like all good relationship, it's not all about me. I need to know more about them. I need to know what the fuck I'm getting myself into if this all pans out the way I want it to. You've interrogated me. Now maybe you should let me ask you some questions.
A question for a question seems fair.
Laurel winks. Laurel winks at me and extended their fingers. My eyes drifting to those sharp, shiny talons.
But be careful. Any wrong answers in your innards will make a nice table dressing.
Valerie seems perked up at the prospect of getting to talk about herself.
Okay.
What exactly do you want to know? There are a lot of things I can think about to ask them off the top of my head, like do bats make good company, for example? But then maybe I should use my chance wisely and ask something productive. What do you miss about being a human?
Nothing. I'm perfect.
I stare at him for a beat, and he seems pretty serious. I expect something a little more profound, not gonna lie. Laurel smiles softly, almost wistfully.
Music festivals.
Shit. Yeah, you know what? This route is gonna be all about Ilias, so I'm just gonna do this. You really have no regrets. As perfect as you are, Ilias, there's truly nothing that you miss. Not one little thing. Shit. Okay, he's staring at me. Nope, nothing. I told you once, now I'll tell you again.
Yes.
I'm perfect. I have to admire his tenacity. Now it's our turn. Laura's eyes are sharp and full of mischief.
Who do you stand in LBS?
What the fuck is LBS? When I decided to do a round robin game of truth and truth with a trio of hungry, sassy vampires, I can't say I anticipated this one. But I must acquire, I don't know. What the fuck do I say? Like, I don't, what do I say? I'll go with this one. SM is my base. Dimples, I don't know. They all have their strengths, and there's something I love about each of them. Find me one person on this planet who can register Juman, for example. Valorant groans loudly while Laura looks incredibly okay, that's the answer. I will remember that. This bonds well for me.
Fuck.
For fuck's sake, not another one. That one was tough for me too. Oh my god, I'm not the only one. Shit, sorry, I love K-pop. Oh, it's a K-pop. How old is this group? Or wait, how long did it stay alive? I tend to ramble. Ilya nods approvingly. Is that satisfactory, Laurel? They nod, but I'm not entirely sure if I made a good impression or not. Before I can ask my next question, Ilias practically bulldozed Laurel out of the way. Okay, cons.
1. How does a 3-day hunt in the woods sound to you? 2. How do you like your blood to taste? 3. Where is your favorite place to bite someone? 4. What are your opinions on swords?
Am I supposed to answer all 4 of them? Well, someone's eager. You know what? I'm gonna go with this one because I actually have a few swords in my closet. You kidding me? I love swords. I keep a katana by my bed while I sleep, like all good nerds. You do? Yeah. Also, I have like 3 Shinai and Boken in my apartment. Not to brag, but I did take several swords fighting classes in college, you know. MC rolls their hair back. His big golden eyes seem to sparkle in wonder. Oh wow, that actually worked.
Yeah.
I was so contemplating about that one because I'm like, none of them talk about them. Now,
Are you quite finished hogging the human, Illy?
Ilias house and barely passed him on the chest. He's staring down at me with a deadly look in her eyes. My turn.
Tell me, if given the chance, how would you try to impress a fine specimen of a vampire like myself?
Ooh, this might be a hard one. She pokes at one finger with her tongue like it's a threat. A sixth one. Think fast. Shit. You know what? I'm gonna do this one. I want to take you anywhere. Everywhere. We'll travel the world. Her eyes light up at the prospect, and she doesn't even try to hide her apparent eagerness. I hold myself back from plunging into a poorly timid redemption of a whole new world. Well, only just. Oh, I haven't traveled in so long. We used to go everywhere we please, do whatever we want, eat whoever we want, we could sink our teeth into. She sighs wistfully.
I miss killing people in different countries. Americans have come to taste so bland. My palate isn't as refined as it used to be.
Okay, so I know what to answer now for this one. I can fix that. I know where all the tasty humans hang out. Valerie smirks, and I feel my heart do a little lurch to my chest. Out of fear? Arousal? Either is possible. All these questions, all these insistent prodding. This is either the weirdest job interview I've had or the best speed dating session I've ever been to. I can't tell if I like it or love it. Before they probe me for more information, there's something I'm desperate to ask about. Powers. Abilities. I know they have them, and I want to know it all. If I'm potentially going to become a vampire by the end of the night, I should be well informed about my new body will be capable of. I want to know about all the cool vampire shit you can do.
Interesting priorities. Though it's a fair question.
We need information. I suppose the ability to see threads of truth you mortals can't.
The added benefit of near miraculous strength has its perks, but being a walking polygraph makes living in the shadows of humanity that much more entertaining.
It's hard to choose one thing.
He runs his hand through his hair like a male model in a perfume ad as he contemplates in his responses.
I'm basically good at everything. But if I've got to pick just one, sharpened senses. I can hear a mouse's heartbeat at the other end of the house. I can smell you before you even set foot in here.
Well, being young and beautiful forever certainly has its perks, but if I simply had to choose one thing, I'd say that I quite enjoy thralling people.
I'm not surprised by that one.
Oh, there's something inherently satisfying about bending people's will before ripping their throat out. You know, there's an art to it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that one. Well, those are mildly terrifying. That all sounds incredibly cool and fun. All three of them look pleased with themselves. It's getting late or early, and I feel the anxiety pants in my chest as they stare at me with thinly violent patience or judgment. I can't quite tell. My quick firing brain is telling me they're talking about me telepathically or something. The silence is deadly. I plead my case for long enough, and I really can't stand to wait around anymore. It is time. So, did I pass the test? Shit. They don't look so pleased. Laurel taps their long fingernails against their chin in contemplation. I have one last question for you, Cons.
Call me curious, but if you had to choose one of us to be your sire, who would you pick?
Clearly, there's only one correct choice.
Yes, no pressure. This has to be a trap. There's no way this isn't. If I choose one, will the other pounce on me? If I don't choose, will I die regardless? If it is a scheme to get their fangs in my throat, I have no choice but to answer. Ooh. You know what? Ilias. Oh, yeah, we're doing Ilias. There's no question. It's Ilias. Big, beefy, perfect Ilias with his huge arms and himbo spirit. He's probably going to be the easiest one for me to pick because literally I just have to praise him and I'll live. Obviously, it's going to have to be Ilias. Ilias laughed heartily, one fang perking cutely through his lips.
Well, is that your final answer?
Yes, it is. My cheeks flushed, I shyly averted my gaze from Ilias. Ilias gives me a grin that's as smug as his massively, very. I fucking knew it. You really are a smart little human.
Like I said before, as the oldest, smartest, and hottest, you're mine by right. And since you're mine, I say you get to live.
Period.
For now, anyway.
Ah, shit. He gives me a wicked grin.
It's been way too long since we had any real fun around here. Hope you're ready.
He moves before I can even blink, snatching me up into his arms and prodding up the stairs with me like I'm some kind of oversized carnival prize. Where's the reference? I'm getting pissed off right now. Where's the reference? As I'm jolted in his arms, I do my best to contain my excitement from being chosen. I can't help but think of what's gonna happen next. Oh, okay. Deep breaths. We're saving. Okay. Ilias carts me to what I assume is his bedroom. I wonder if this is what my grocery feels like when I'm carrying them in my house. Speaking of metaphorically food, how hungry I am, and what exactly do I hope to gain from this one-on-one with Ilias? You got this? Ooh, okay. Okay, deep breaths. We just need to praise him. We just need to praise him And I feel like we'll live. Okay. Just friends, two existing friends, take me to the bone zone. I have to play it by ear. Shit. Okay. What is this? What does this do? Take me to the bone zone. There's only one thing in my mind right now, and that Ilias and I joined together in several unholy positions. I wanna fuck. Oh yes. Before I can dwell on it any longer, he tosses me onto the bed like a pile of dirty laundry. Whatever happened to romance?
I won't lock the door.
He drags his tongue over his incisors.
I won't even close it. You could run if you want.
Sounds like you want me to escape. You kind of sound like you want me to try and escape. Idiot comes alive at the thought. There's a savage gleam in his golden eyes that wasn't there before.
There's nothing like that. I can hear everything. Feel everything.
He inhales deeply as he's lost in some deep, dark memory. I can smell fear, you know. Okay, I need to know. What does fear actually smell like? The rise and fall of Ilias' chest is shallower than it was before.
Fear makes your blood sweet, like honey.
He moves towards me, his tongue darting out to moisten his lips as he leans closer to the bed. I try my best to control my breath and my increasingly dirty thoughts, but him closing in on me makes it very difficult to concentrate.
I don't smell much of it on you now, but I can change that.
Turn me. Like I said, I already told you I want you to turn me. I tap my head in a show of courage, showing off the tasty, exposed column of my throat. I'm moments away from tidying up, from straight up telling him to take a fucking sip. I'm not scared. Ilias folds his arm over his chest, his buzz seemingly harsh. That's not very sexy of you. The fuck? He sits on the bed, looking sullen and bored. So, Ilias drummed his finger on his thighs. You don't do this much, huh? It's clear that my words poke at something sensitive in him. Do what? Sit next to a human without killing them? He's clearly grumpy. Of course I don't. I don't know, let's just try to find a way to like make him not angry. You don't have to just sit here, you know. I know. I wasn't going to. He stands again suddenly, looming over me.
I was going to show you some things, you know, before I kill you.
Oh? I would love... Yeah, let's just do that. I would love to hear about your room, actually. There's so much cool shit in here.
Yes.
Of course you would. It rules. He looks at me expectantly for a few moments.
You can start admiring now.
Your room is so nice. His face instantly lights up.
It's the best room in this house. Just look at it.
He gestures expressively, directing my attention to the variety items strewn across the room or slung haphazardly over the furniture. I've hit the jackpot. There's so much shit here I can ask him about. Let's ask him about the swords. You have so many swords here. Do you collect them or something? Alias nods, his eyes shining with pure, unadulterated himbo excitement.
When I was human, I had many blades, but I only had what I could find in my travels.
Did you know that you can buy swords from anywhere on the internet?
He picks up a sword, one that I've seen at the Renaissance Fair, but my inexperienced eyes can't identify it further. I just got this one last week. He swings it expertly, but with the careless air of a boy playing with his toys. I can feel the wind from it slicing through the air. It's not as good as the one I used to have, of course. I bought so many cheap ones that broke with one swing. He frowns at me. Did you know that some people sell replica weapons? Fake weapons that look like real ones? He puts his first sword down and picks up a huge one that looks exactly like something I've seen from my favorite JRPG. I've looked all over the internet for a real one of these. Every single one I bought broke when I tried to use it properly. He seems sincerely sad. Do I actually have the heart to tell him it's not a real sword? I'm not gonna do that. Modern weapon makers are cowards. Here's a real one. Ilia's eye lights up with joy of someone who feels like he's truly being seen.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. He swings his sword again, putting on quite a show for me. He really seems to enjoy being watched. If these blacksmiths have any balls at all, I've had a room full of the finest swords the world has ever seen in every era of history. He lifts his sword high in the air over his head. This sword. If I have this weapon when I was alive, I could have killed even more. Exponentially. He dramatically throws his sword down on the floor, pointing in first, like he intended to stick it on the ground, but it cracks in half. He sighs. He shakes his head as he drops it. That's the fourth now. I guess they haven't been reading my emails. Your email? What emails have you been sending him? Every time I break a sword, I send them an email letting them know how they can make it better. Were you a blacksmith in your time? What? Of course not. Then what kind of advice have you been giving them? I tell them how to make it stronger. Obviously. I do my best to not laugh, but it's a close call. Makes sense. Have they ever responded to you? Never. Cowards. The pinups. You gotta have a lot of pinups here. I'm guessing it's safe to say you're a fan? Ilias nods, revealing his fangs with an eager grin.
There's nothing more beautiful than the human body. Male, female, those outside the bounds of gender.
He walks over to the wall with pinups taped messily into it, admiring the various bodies on display. Some are nude, some are near or mostly nude, but all of them are sensual. They seem to come from all sorts of different places. Some from magazines, some from playing cards, a few of them are even signed. Glossy photos like the kind you pay good money for at conventions.
When I was alive, things like this weren't so common. I had a few drawings I carried with me. My prized possessions after my weapons.
He looks wistful. Where are they now?
Destroyed when I traveled from my homeland to Europe. Losing them sent me to a rage.
He runs a hand through his hair. That was right before I met Val. I must have murdered half of Europe back then. Wait, you murdered half of Europe for lost nudes? He laughs like he remembers some childish indiscretion rather than mass murder committed in the name of titties. Thinking back of his attempt to quantify his body count, I think it's safe to say he's not that great with numbers. I was an absolute monster back then. My bloodlust controlled me at all times.
When I was alive, I enjoyed violence. But after I got turned, killing was all I thought.
He turned his back to the wall, tracing his fingers over some of the magazine pinups as he recalls some bygone time.
I could smell the blood of mortals. I could hear their frightened little rabbit hearts beating.
His fingertips curl inward, pressing against the model printed thigh.
It drove me fucking insane to hear them outside in the sunlight, living their stupid mortal lives as I stayed trapped.
He tips his head back, his eyes closed.
So every night when the sun set, I killed. And when the town's eyes turned to me, I left to begin again.
And that's when you met Valeria. And that's when you met her? He smiles as though he keeps his eyes closed.
She was the most beautiful creature I'd ever seen. Second to myself, of course.
Oh, was there tension between the two of you? He exhales a soft sort of sound from such a large man. His expression is almost tender. I was in the middle of one of my nightly blood rages, and it was a messy kill, even for me. He radiates a violent sort of pride.
Just picture it. I'm enjoying my kill. Blood all over my face and clothes. All over the alley walls. But then, I hear this voice from behind me like,
You know you can't keep doing that, right?
Wow, his impression. So I turn to see who dares speaks to me like that. He smiles.
I felt my undead heart stop in just a moment. I knew she was like me immediately. Her scepter, the distinct lack of a heartbeat.
Those fangs. I see them do so many violent and sexy things over the years.
Anyway, I was intrigued. How could this hot stranger speak so rudely and confidently to me? She told me to get out of the street with my kills before I attracted the wrong sort of attention. I told her I was clearly attracting the right sort of attention, if a person as beautiful as her showed.
Ooh, game. Riz, hello? He seems very proud of himself. I'll give him that one. It was smooth.
I thought I'd put her in her place, humble her. But when my hand closed on her throat, she went away.
He sighs wistfully. What a fucking babe. I offered some of my kill, but she said no. Said that she didn't need my leftovers. She said she was quite well fed, actually, and that we could talk more in private.
I let her take me back to her hotel room. She taught me about vampire culture, rules and all. And in return, I showed her my gratitude.
He bites his lip with one fang, nodding smugly as though he's waiting for me to follow along. I said nothing, hopefully he spelled it out for me.
It's my cock. Gratitude is my cock.
He grins shakily and interiorly too proud of himself. Laurel made that up. They're quite clever. Wait, pause. What? How did you met Laurel? How did you met Laurel?
Val and I were in New Orleans for a little while.
Okay, that makes sense.
We were doing a sort of murder tour, you know? Val is a real artist with her kills. Likes to keep it clean and pretty. Me, I like to see just how messy I can be.
He shows me those fangs again.
But we had a good time, the two of us. And New Orleans was where we did some of our best.
We were working our way through the city, hunting and chasing whatever pleasures we could find. But it made me start to wonder.
I heard whispers of supernatural beings, of strength and powers I could only dream of as a vampire. When I stalked the alleys at night, I kept getting these weird feelings. Urges, I guess. I thought I was going mad at first, but then Val told me she felt it too.
Oh? The first couple times I kept feeling the urge to kill after I finished for the night.
I mean, Mike, you can never have too much murder, right?
But it was risky. Kills just before the sun rises. Kills that might attract attention.
And it was weird shit, like remembering the woman who turned.
Oh, tea!
Sometimes it was just uncontrolled lust. I once took Val right out of the square with dozens of people.
We couldn't even stop ourselves. His golden eyes glimmered with the heat of that memory. Anyway, being as smart as I am, I figured some supernatural creature must be behind it. So of course, I demanded they reveal themselves. I had to go all over town to hunt down the source, and I found them eventually. He gets that look on his face again, surprisingly gentle for such a self-professed killer. Another like Valerie and I, cold and immortal.
The other most beautiful creature I've ever seen.
He gives me a cheeky wink.
After me, honestly.
Obviously.
He was so small, but power radiated from him. I had to know the secrets. But nothing they said to me made any sense. And then they started asking me questions.
Where did you come from? How did you survive this long?
But then, after we'd been talking for a while, he said something like, "Oh, you really are just head empty, aren't you?"
He folded his arms over his chest, a pouting expression on his face.
My head is filled with all kinds of cool and smart things. Before I could teach them some manners, well,
The expression shifted to a considerably thirstier one.
he pushed me down and told me he'd show me the secrets to his power if I showed him mine first.
Oh, they fucked.
Since then, the three of us have stuck together. Must be 200 years or something by now.
Oh yeah, they probably did the deed to each other. I'm jealous I didn't see it. Damn, that's a seriously long story. It's kind of amazing. It is, but enough about them. Let's talk about me. I think it's probably best to ask him whatever remaining question I have while I still can. I guess the music poster. I point to the massive poster taped clumsily to the wall. Big fan of the Juglats?
The biggest? No one loves the Wigglelads more than I do.
Oh, the Wagglats. He folded his arms over his chest, towering over me in a posture that would be incredibly intimidating if it weren't in service of his assertion that he's the #1 fan. The Wiggleads, I guess, took over the music scene in the late 90s with their horny party music, but they long since disappeared from the airwaves. Looking at Ilias, however, you think that they never left. I should be careful with my response. He seems to take them very seriously. Name 5 of their songs. Ilias scoffs.
Bang, bang, bang. All we do is party. In and out. We're off to Cancun. Uncle Bart from St. Bart's. Come on. At least ask me something difficult.
Let's praise him. Those are their biggest hits. Anyone alive in the 90s could have told you that. Tell me something that proves you're a true fan. Ilias stands up straighter. His golden eyes alight with the spirit of
You want to
challenge.
see my concert stubs? I kept everything.
He walks across his room, digging through the massive box before he pulls out a thick binder. It seems like it was meant to be a photo album, but he fills all the clear sleeves with ticket stubs. As he flips through trying to find what he needs, he had to peel the pages apart when they stuck together. Over time, he grumbles under his breath as he hunts. Wait, why the fuck did I do that? No. Val maybe put them in there. They were easier to find before. Somehow, I doubt that, but the idea of one vampire forcing another to organize his mementos is strangely sweet. Here it is. Look at that. She shows me a ticket from New Year's Eve, 1999. He's absolutely beaming. They hosted a show on New Year's Eve in 1999. That at night, in the dark. He grins at me, waiting for his words to sink in. You know, at night. Because you're a vampire? He nods eagerly.
It was on the beach. I haven't felt the sand between my toes in a long time.
Too long. He looks at the ticket, growing contemplative.
When I listen to the Wigglelads, I can feel the sun on my skin. I never cared about the sun when I was human. It was just there. I didn't think about it at all when I was turned.
He traced a finger along the plastic edge of the album sleeve.
But somewhere this need grew in me. The hunger for blood killed it for a long time.
He looks at me, an unexpected softness in his eyes.
When I listened to the Wigglelads sing about fucking on the beach, I remember for a moment what it was to me. To feel the sunshine on your bare skin. Fucking, partying are two of the most important things in the world to me. And the Wigglelads understand those values better than any musician, dead or alive.
The expression is vulnerable in a way I've never anticipated to witness. Okay, this is a sad moment, so we're gonna make it mellow. I hope we can listen to them together sometime. Ilias bites his lip, his gaze is almost gentle. He looks at me as though I've asked him something deeply romantic. I like that. He thinks for a moment, but then offers me a mischievous grin as he sets the album back down. We'll see how the night goes. We've been talking for a while now. Oh wait, Ilias set himself next to me on the bed again, but both the atmosphere and his demeanor is notably different from when I first came in. He seems far more comfortable with me now. Who would have guessed the secret to a vampire's heart is letting him show you his stuff?
It's time to do what we came here to do.
Wait. What we came here to do? Ilias grins, cheekier than I have ever seen him thus far. Don't play dumb. You know what I mean. I'm doing this. Are you gonna fuck me? Ilias laughs, burying his fangs in a surprisingly friendly expression. Duh. But other than that, might be fun to keep fucking you, you know? For eternity. Woof! If you want to anyway. If you don't, I can't just kill you. I can just kill you regular style. Up to you. I'll have fun either way. I'll take the eternity of fuck, please. Ilias laughed, such a beautiful sound falling from the lips of supernatural gorgeous man. You bite his lips just for a moment, and it makes my heart skip beat. Good choice. Do you have any last words or whatever? As a human. Last word? I guess I do have to die before I become human. I give a lot of thought to any regrets I might have, or things left undone. Please delete my browser history. That is me. Delete my browser history. But in all seriousness, these are things I should be prepared before or after I get turned, right? Everything I know from the media, and I've learned from this trio that hasn't been the most accurate. I do have a few questions before we start. Oh wait, what the fuck is this? Shit. Okay. Fuck. What do I ask? I don't know what to pick. Oh my god, my nose is like runny for some reason. I don't know why. Shit, I'm trying to think what the fuck to ask. This is hard, man. This is hard. You know what? I'm a little curious. Wait, no, wait. I already know this. Who turned you? I'm not asking that question. That's gonna be sensitive. What does this mean for our relationship? Our relationship. You know, like when you turn someone you're attracted to. Does it mean you're like dating too? Ilias seems taken by surprise by this question. I guess, if you want to. I don't know. Is that what you want to know? Yeah. I like that very much. Ilias grins at me like he finds this absolutely adorable. Well, if that's what you want, why not?
Me turning you doesn't mean you belong to me. But if you want to belong to me anyway, it's only natural you'd want to be around my perfection for the rest of your eternal life, isn't it?
But what about Laurel and Valerie? What about them? They won't mind. Like, really? I thought maybe you all might be... Ilias gives me a very smug look as if he finds me helplessly naive. Vampires aren't like humans with their dramatic little love lives.
What I have with Laura and Val is beyond human comprehension.
Oh, you all had sex. Okay. You being with me doesn't automatically make you a part of that. Not if you don't want to be. Oh, what's the point of being a vampire if I'm gonna live in my ass? What if I want to be? Ilias seems to like this idea. Sounds hot, but you have to talk to them about it. Not me. But fuck that. Tonight's about you. Tonight's about you and what I'm gonna do to you. Oh wait, we're asking all these questions? What the fuck? Can't enforce them. Let's go. Period. But literally, I had no idea that we're asking all these questions. Okay. What's the process for turning me? Ilias put his arm over his chest, sitting up with a very assured sort of expression on his face. It's easy. I drink your blood. You drink mine. Ilias gives me this cheeky little grin, biting his lip with a single fang.
The hard part is gonna be making sure I don't just kill you. Once I get going.
He exhales, clearly lost in the pleasure thought of his own violence.
It's real hard to stop.
Fuck it. Who turned you? Ilias' expression grow more serious. I don't know, really. He frowns, running a hand through his hair.
I spent my entire life becoming as strong as I could. But training wasn't enough. I searched for all sorts of things to make me strong. Potions, amulets, trinkets.
Where is he natively from? Just a way he said all that is very odd. But nothing worked. None of it was enough. Eventually, I knew I had nothing left to try but to strike a deal with a djinn. One night, I met a woman who offered me exactly what I was hoping for. She told me she could communicate with djinn, and that she made a deal for me. He gives me a cheeky grin. She was also very hot. Of course. So I thought, hey, sex and ultimate power. Who wouldn't go for that? The expression grew serious again. Well, we fucked. And it was great. But then she bit me.
The pain was like nothing. I'm not a weak man.
She drank my blood and he seems almost ashamed. I couldn't barely move or speak. I've never been at someone else's mercy in that way. He looks down at his lap, his expression serious.
I was so weak I couldn't even see what she did or how she did it. And I could taste her blood in my mouth.
And then the pain. She whispered things in my ears as the last piece of my soul left my body. Cool words and praise back to back.
It was the most intimate experience of my life until before I met Val and Lore.
What happened when it was all over? His expression grew swollen,
Everything went dark.
or sullen, I don't know how to say it.
When I woke up a few days later, she was gone.
She said you're a one-night stand. She left me in her tent alone, without even telling me what she's done.
I tried to go out and find her. The sun coming through the opening in the tent nearly killed me.
Oh yeah, she said you're gonna be a one-night stand.
I was a new vampire with no idea what that meant for me. And the hunger. It drove me mad.
When the sun sets, I left the tent and killed everybody in my path.
I never did find her.
For every person.
Never got her.
She's not important. She was a garbage human, or vampire, anyway. You figured you knew life without her help. And that's all that matters. She's not important anymore. Alias nods, give me a flirty grin. No, she isn't. I'd rather talk about you. I'd rather talk about you now. I flush beneath Alias' eager gaze. Well. Have you ever done this before? This is important to know, right? Like, when you're getting a tattoo, you want to know if the artist has inked someone before. Knowing Ilias' experience would be comforting. Ilias pursed his lip, looking up, trying to think back over the years.
No, not really. I did try it once, but I got so into it I kind of just killed him.
He laughs. That's the opposite of comforting, Ilias.
Everyone fucks up sometime, right? I mean, obviously, I'm perfect and good at everything. A hunter of my caliber. Can anyone blame me for doing what I do best?
He smiles so purely while talking about killing, steadfastly refusing to let me forget just how deadly he is. That's fair. Alia's golden gaze seems higher than I remember. His eyelids low and his fangs biting into his plush bottom lip. He reaches out to take my chin between his thumb and forefinger, tilting my it's happening. Tilting my chin up to reveal more of my neck. His gaze swept across my body, but it returns to my throat. For a moment, I'm not sure whether he means to devour me or, well, devour me. But I don't have to wait long for my answer.
This might be the last time I get to have fun like this with a mortal for a while. Nobody ever comes around here. So if we're gonna do that.
Oh, I am terrified now. His expression turns devilish. In fact, it's downright homicidal.
Make it fun for me.
He stands, walking over the door, slamming it open with one massive fist. It flies off. It hinges out into the hallway. He seems entirely unfazed by this act of property damage. Too horny and hungry, perhaps.
Run.
Alright,
Fuck it up like okay. Run.
he doesn't leave me with much joy, does he? I take off, running past him and nearly trip over the door. Please! Can you imagine how embarrassing it is if I die from a fucking fall right now? I can hear the medical examiner. Cause of death. Tripping over a door, falling over his ankles, down the steps, and broke his neck. Really? Broke his neck with 3 perfectly good vampires nearby? Waste of a good neck. Waste of a good vampires too. I dismiss my ridiculous mental dialogue as I thunder down the stairs, my heart racing for more than just the extortion. Where can I go in a situation like this? How far would he want me to flee? What if he gets too close into this and kills me instead of turning me? Then again, if he gets mad at me for not turning fast enough, what should I do? You know what? He did say, you know, hide. As I make my way stairs, I startle at the beautiful gaze of Laurels and Varus peeking at me from what looks like to be one of their rooms. Somehow, in all the chaos, I managed to forget they were here too. The Deckers somehow seem to suggest Valerie's, but I don't exactly have time to speculate. The 2 vampires are long gone to bed, pouring, each holding wine glasses, one hand filling it with mystery liquor. Is it blood? Wine? My fear out of brain can't really
Buyer's
digest it.
remorse, kitten?
No takesies backsies.
Shit. Excuse me? I stumble. Well, I stumble past them down the stairs, desperate for a place to hide. I don't see much here in the living room at first, but hiding in a room full of hungry vampires hardly seems like a plan.
Try the cabinet.
Laurel calls out for me from the stairs. I can hear Valerie laughing next to them. That'll buy him a whole 30 seconds. I have been dying for a new cabinet. Shall we look for one online?
Delivery boy consolation prize. This is why I love you.
Oh, I thought you loved me for my killer rag and my penchant for murder.
I'm a complex being, pal. Why can't it be both?
Can y'all stop being horny while I'm out here trying to hide? Like, we'll do it later. Sure enough, there's a massive cabinet at the far end of the room that looks like it fit me. I fling it open and step inside, do my best to close it fully as I can. Unfortunately for me, there's nothing for me to hold on to on the inside, so I can only imagine to close it mostly of the way. I can see a small sliver of the room from here, but I almost don't need to. The moment Ilya starts moving, I can feel it every step. The house shakes, rickety old furniture rattling against the hardwood floor, and I can hear Laurel and Valerie giggling faintly outside. I thought I was being quiet, but suddenly every sound I make is so loud. My pulse is roaring my ears, and the sound of my shaking breath fills a small space around me. I can't even see Ilias yet, but I feel like I'm standing out there exposed, right in front of him. Ilias sounds as if he's somewhere near the door. I know he must be toying with me because there is no way a hunter with his sense cannot hear me shaking and swaying in the cabinet.
It smells like fear.
He laughs, walking forward until he's standing within my view. He closes his eyes, inhaling deeply and running his tongue through his fangs. When he opens his eyes again, his irises are a bright red.
I can hear the rustle of your clothing.
He looks at me now, his wild-eyed gaze cutting straight through me. Even through this narrow field of vision, I am simply paralyzed. Arousal and terror are wrestling for control of me, and at the moment they're equally matched.
You really thought you could hide from me?
He reached out there, yanking the cabinet door apart so suddenly they rocket off their hinges to separate corners of the room. He's panting now, and from the looks of things, it's not so such exertion as it is raw animal desire.
You're just so cute.
And then he grabs me, scooping me up into one massive arm, tossing me onto the floor. He's on me in an instant, kneeling over me as he reaches back to yank his hoodie off. Wow. It's now a good time to tell you how fucking hard you are. Ilias laughs, and the sounds of it sends desires flooding through me.
Yeah, it is. Get it all out now while you can still speak. Because I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Shit. I laughed, nervous and breathless. Being killed is part of the whole deal with being turned right. But when he says like that, I can't be sure if he means like that or, well, like that. My hand feels so clumsy I try to remove my clothing. Ilias must feel the same because he leaves his own undressing and reaches down to help me, tearing a few things when he can't seem to tear them off fast enough. Hey, I like that.
We'll get you another.
He bends down, kiss me. Woohoo! Shit! He bends down to kiss me, and I am shocked by the cold feeling of his lips on mine, even more so of the feeling of his tongue. I've heard vampires are cold, and I've certainly felt his touch through the evening, but this might be the most surreal thing I've experienced thus far. Is the rest of you this cold? You'll find out soon. His hands are all over me, exploring and squeezing every bit of me they can reach. It's surprisingly gentle, all things considered. His touch is rough and consumptive, and he's clearly eager, but this is a creature of the night. The fact that I'm still alive and not covered head to toe in bite marks is somewhat impressive. That feels amazing. Can you do it again?
Who said you could give me orders?
Is that a no? He does not ask anyway, burying his grumpy expression in my neck. Perhaps it's so I won't see that he might like being ordered around a little bit. As things started to heat up, he comes back up to my neck again and again. And I realize it's probably taking quite a bit of willpower to not just go feral and eat me.
You're so fucking warm.
Ooh. His hands are moving down and rid himself of the rest of his clothing, but he's so impatient he doesn't even bother to undress all the way. He just wriggles his sweat and boxers, breathes all down his hips.
Those warm, soft lips can still speak. Tell me how beautiful you think I am.
He doesn't leave me with much choice, does he? I comply with the words simply slipping from my mouth as soon as they come to me. To use the words beautiful would be a disservice to you, Ilias. You are beyond beauty. You're a god. You're fucking gorgeous, and no mortal or immortal can even come close to you. He places a massive palm on my chest, squeezing just a bit too hard. The strength I feel that gripping is both terrifying and arousing.
Tell me you've never seen a man as perfect as I am.
You're not only the most perfect man I've ever encountered, but you're perfection itself.
Just like that. Can't wait any longer.
Oh shit! He takes me without ceremony, consuming me like a man longing deprived of sustenance. His pace is intense, his presence and physically overwhelming. It's clear he inhales this, and he intends to take what he wants from me. But I want to give myself into him too. It feels like I've been wanting my entire life to have experience, and now it's finally here, and it's absolutely ecstasy. Being his presence has forced me to comply, to contemplate my own morality, but the way he touches me makes me feel more alive than I've ever have. I feel as though he's avoiding biting me enough though he'd really like to, but when he slows his pace and looks down at me, it becomes clear why. He's spoken of losing control earlier and being a worry. It must be important to him to do this right. He pushes up to his knees and sits back, and his hands on my knees. Yeah, he stands on my knees and he keeps my thighs parted. He's not laying up until now, and he surveys my body below him. It's clear he's far from done.
I'm going to do it when you come.
Oh! His gaze is positively wicked as he towers over me.
Make sure it's a good one. If I fuck this up, it'll be the last one.
He gives me a little pat on the knee, as if he means to reassure me.
But I won't fuck it up. Probably.
I try to speak, but my brain and body are in such ecstasy that I can only moan in form of understanding. He covers my body with his once again kissing me in a frenzy as he resumes his unsustainable pace. Well, unsustainable for me anyway. It's clear he could do this for days.
Scream my name.
His command is so hard to resist, and the fear that this might be the last orgasm of my life is quickly overcome by my body succumbing to Ilias' relentless strokes. As I cry out his name against his lips, he moved onto my neck, his fang piercing skin almost immediately. He groans against my neck, peeking alongside me as he drains my blood, while I'm hardly in any state to appreciate what's happening to him. The pain of his bite melts with the pleasure of my own peak, and I find myself in this strange state of euphoria. Well, if I have to die, it wouldn't be the worst way to go out, would it? Cool liquid fills my mouth, and I nearly choke on it at first, but the pain ingestion brings sharpness to my sense immediately. Every part of my body feels like it's on fire, and it takes a few moments for me to recognize the distortion scream of pain are coming from my own mouth.
Be strong. Stronger than you've ever been. This pain will bring strength to life.
It's hard to make sense of his words at first, but as the pain reaches some threshold of equilibrium, I realize Ilias is holding me in. Is he trying to comfort me?
Together, we will be beautiful and powerful and terrifying. I'll fuck you to the smooth sounds of the wind.
I'm gonna have a pleasant night. I'm gonna have a pleasant dream. Jesus. Of all the things to say, it's the last thought my brain can manage before the pain dulls and the last of my life ebbs away. Part 4, Rebirth. Rebirth? Is that feeling when you're starting to wake up 5 minutes before your alarm goes off? That preludes to consciousness where you're desperate to stay alive. My finger begins to twitch and I blink as if stuck in the middle of REM cycle. Slowly, I shed my sleepiness and the events of my last human night come to the forefront of my mind. Everything, I remember it all. From entering the house, to meeting the vampires, to the interview, to Ilias' bedroom, and finally to the turning. As I lay here in Ilias' bed, eyes still closed, my senses begin to return. I can smell them all over me, sweet and musky. My new ears turn into the skittering of animals outside, and there's a couple of things I can no longer feel. There's no heartbeat. I can't feel the sleepy warmth of the bed sheets. Still, it's a perfect sort of awakening. Of all the things I can describe in this writing experience it now, it's far more serene and calming. I let myself take a moment to embrace it all. That's it. That is until I hear the uns of. Is that the juggles? I groan as I speak. my mouth and throat parch, and suddenly I have a throbbing headache.
Hell yeah.
I can hear his smirk in his voice. Maybe not in full volume until I'm entirely awake. The Mad Beast decreased about half the volume it was before, and it's tolerable. My head is killing me. This is the worst hangover I've ever had. With great effort, I managed to lift my heavy eyelids, but I'm not prepared for what unfolds before me. Hi, Chase. So, you missed the part we had sex. Ilya's cannonball onto the bed. My body bounces against the mattress he landed, and he crawls over to me. Good night, Cons. He says it lovingly, like a father welcoming a child to the world. Night. How long was I asleep for?
Dead. You were dead.
His expression is serious, but he jerks his hips and chest to the alluring beats of Europop. I guess he just can't help himself. He meets my gaze as his lips hook into a smirk. You were dead for 3 days. Like Jesus, huh?
But way hotter.
I laughed, looking up at him and all of his himbo majesty. I feel awake. Alive even. But something's off. I lift the cover to the take stock of my situation. While I look down at my body, I'm almost blinded by an explosion of color. Alias? He's cocked his head slightly. Why am I dressed like a raver? I hold up a neon pink pacifier around my neck for emphasis.
You were dead. I was bored.
No. I was not prepared for this. Oh my god. Oh wow. Don't listen to him, Cons. He spent days picking out every article of clothing for you. Down to the pacifier. He wouldn't shut up about you. For the first day, he wouldn't even leave your side. We had to bring blood bags for him, hence the pacifier mess everywhere. I am pleasantly surprised to hear that Ilias cares so much about my well-being as new vampires. Cute.
Wait, there's more. Laurel, Val, are you ready?
This is the piercing. Holy shit! I cannot wait to do the rap for him. You know what to do, right? Foursome. Yes, Alias. You've been increasingly reminding us every fucking hour. On the hour.
Shut up, you're gonna ruin it!
Get into position. Both Valerie and Laurel pull something behind their back and place it on their heads, with Ilias following suit. Oh. Wait, I sound so disappointed. Wait. Okay. I put a hand over my mouth, trying to hide my grin. They look so adorable in their little party hat, but I hate for them. But I hate for them to think I'm laughing at them. As my finger curls around my cheek, pink brushes against a string loop around my chin. It seems I'm too am wearing one of those ridiculous hats. I have a mouth to say something smart to Ilias, but he puts a finger on my lips to judge me. Moving by me from the bed to his companions, he hands them what looks like party poppers. It's such a surreal sight after our intimate introduction. They all look so happy together. One might even tempted to pronounce them harmless, but I know better.
Come on.
Okay. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday.
After participating in the apparently traditional vampire birthday celebration, Ilias lets me take a moment to compose myself. I stretch my hands up to the skies and I bring them down to fist. I feel a strength I've never felt before coursing through my muscles. I'm strong. Unbelievably so. I look for the biggest and heaviest object in the room, and it's the very thing I'm in, the bed. I jump out beneath the cover, excited running through me like an electrical current as I bend over to give it a try. I place one hand over the frame and I lift it so swiftly and easily, I have to stop myself from flinging it right into the wall. Easy! I do a couple bicep curls with a good measure before I put it back in its rightful place, not wanting to disrupt Ilias's room too much. I'm actually a vampire. A real life, blood sucking fiend. Saying the words out loud makes it feel 10 times more real. I turn to show Ilias my newfound strength, but he's in the process of slingshotting his hat into the air. Or attempting to anyway. He loops the string around his thumb and pulls back, but the string is no match for the might of his thumb. It snaps almost immediately and drops right out of his hand. Ilias, bless him, doesn't seem at least a bit embarrassed by his failure. He just grins at me like he planned this.
See? I told you I wasn't gonna fuck it up.
Yeah, by malfunction. Yeah, I was having to buy malfunction. Ironically, given the party hat now lying on the floor between us, but I know he means turning me. I'll let him have this one. I do have to give you that.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm perfect before you get it?
He looks so sincerely proud of himself. It's honestly heartwarming. I think I'm starting to get it now. Think about Ilias, Valerie, and Laurel staying together. It hits me that my entire life has changed in ways I couldn't even fathom. Everything I thought I knew, all things I hold dear, all of that's behind me now. And yet, the thought of it is strangely appealing. My stomach flutters and my chest tightens, but the tears that springs my eyes doesn't feel like any sort of grief at all. It feels like a new beginning, just maybe belonging. I wander down the stairs and find myself back to where I started, in the foyer. The portrait of Nancy Dennis feels less threatening, though despite my newfound immortality, I chuckle to myself. Just 3 days ago, I was a regular human who stumbled my way into their lives. So much has changed, and I'm still the same. I'm still Cons. Well, not completely true. I'm technicolor version of myself, remastered, now a Blu-ray. Ooh! Laurel graciously hands me a glass filled with blood. I don't ask where it comes from, and I don't care. I suddenly all too aware that where my throat burns, my body aches to taste up the first drop. I greedily snatched the wine from their hands and down it with one go. and a frat boy at a Keeger. Or Kegger, I don't know how to say it. I catch the messy dribble blood run through my chin with my backhand. I lick it clean, not wanting to waste a drop. Fuck, that's so good. My god. Ow. Ah. Looking at them all staring at me, wide eyes. Eyes wide, grins wider. I realized I probably look like a wild animal, unable to control myself. Shit, I'm sorry.
Think nothing of it. Your first drink should have that kind of emotion behind it.
The ache never dulls. It's glorious.
You'll get used to it. Control comes with practice, kitten.
Valeria carefully pours me a second drink of a blood bag. Oh, negative. Drink up. I savor this round. I take small sips, letting it linger on my tongue, and really enjoy the taste for the first time. Copper sweet, like a mouthful of penis with a spoonful of sugar on top. I wonder if every human tastes the same. A woozy kind of drunkenness overtakes me, a semi-replacement for the warmth I now lack. I think I need to sit down. Ilya guides me over to the sofa, and we both take a seat before Valerie and Laurel follow suit. We all cozy up together. Oh! In a too small space.
Ugh.
Finally, an excuse to get a new sofa. I fucking hate this thing. Blood tipsy and sadded, I can't help but smile. I sink back into the plush cushions. How do you feel? It's a lot to take in, and I'm sure it'll take some time to get used to the whole being dead thing. But I feel good. Really good.
Luckily, you've got eternity to figure it out.
Unless you find yourself in the hands of a vampire hunter.
Wait, they're real? I'll tear anyone who tries to harm you apart with my bare hands. Oh, I am in ecstasy myself. Holy shit. Can't believe there really are vampire hunters though. Next you'll tell me that Mothman is real. Laurel stares at me blankly. He is. He has a great arse. But regardless, I wouldn't worry your pretty little head about hunters' cons. It's been what, 50 years since we last encountered one? The last vampire hunter that dared to enter the city of Portland didn't last very long. We destroyed them without even breaking a sweat. Pathetic.
We celebrated our resounding victory with sprinkled donuts.
Laurel is hot. Holy shit. All of them are hot, but Laurel though? Ilyas Huff's clearly offended that Laurel took the glamour of his story. Yeah. Covering the blood and guts of our brutally slain enemies.
Free donuts are the only real way to celebrate anyway.
Ilyas huffs and folds his arms across his chest and a impressive pout on his lips. I need to hear this story in a critic detail. Some other time. We promise to teach you everything you need to know. I just want to know how to contribute to protecting our coven. If shit hits the fan, you know. We are a coven, right? What's the proper terminology here? Prude, Colch, Pack, Clan, Coven. All are interchangeable. What should I call us? You're our kin. Kin. I let the name settle on my tongue. I like it. Good, because you're here to stay. You have to like it. The room falls in silence, And it's the comfortable kind. I look around, taking everything in. Powerful Ilias, enchanting Laurel, breathtaking Valerie. I smile to myself. This is my new life. Or this is my new home. My new life. My new world. Finally, I belong. Finn. Let's party, babe. Okay, so wait, so is that it? Oh my gosh, this is it! Ooh, bitch. Oh, to be with Valerie and just hold those perfect pepperonis, those perfect mesh. Oh. Yo, I need to go, 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 go. Oh, bitch. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay. Holy shit. Oh my god. Holy shit. Wait. I need to tell you, you did super well on the first part 3 with Ilias. That took me hours to do it right, but you did in the first perfect order first run. Okay, to be fair, this is my second run. I did this the one time. I tried to do it the one time because I first wanted to try to do it with Laurel, but I died, so I decided to just go with Ilias, and then, yeah, I kind of like failed. So this is like kind of like my second run, but I just like started all over. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of like, this is my second run. I tried the first time. I died so many times from Alias. So yeah, that's kind of it. I kind of like decided to start over to try to figure out, okay, what am I doing wrong? So yeah. So yeah, I wish it was my first run. But yeah, but you know, first is the worst, second is the best. So no worries, glad you have fun. Yeah, I have fun. We survived. We got Alias. We got it. So now that we got that out of the way, holy shit. We lived and got laid. We did. Amen. I am going to have a pleasant dream. I'm gonna have a pleasant dream. Oh, I'm gonna be sleeping like a fucking baby. It's not a game out here. Oh. Okay. Now that we got that, let's think about rating someone. Well, I mean, the real question is, who the fuck to rate? I got to thank you for the follow, Crimson. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. Totally out of the blue. But yeah, thank you for the raid. Or not the raid, the fuck. Thank you for the follow. Shit, I need to think of who to raid. Anytime stream was awesome. Yeah, I would say that was a good stream. Hopefully, yeah. What I'm planning on doing is that while we got Ilias, I'm planning on doing every character. So I'm thinking about doing Valerie next. Cause I feel like Laurel's just gonna make me buckle so many times. So let's think about I don't think I'm ready for Valor. I don't think I'm ready for Laurel. I don't think I'm gonna be ready for Laurel. Cause it's not a game. It's not a game out here. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Um. Uh, oh yeah. Will you play the DLC after everyone too? There's a DLC? Oh, bet. If there's a DLC, then bet. The fuck? I didn't know there's a DLC. We're doing a DLC. We are doing a DLC now. Now knowing that there's a DLC, bitch, bet. We're gonna get all the good scenes. We're gonna get all the hot, good scenes. It's requirement. We are required by law to do it. Alright. I think I have someone that we could raid. So hopefully that goes in. I think it did. Okay, good. Okay, there we go. Period. Okay, but yeah. That's going to be all for... Really? Tonight? Catch you around, buddy. Thank you for the stream. Yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, that's going to be all. The raid should be available. I'm going to try and like... Yeah, I'm going to try and see if I can make my thumbnail for my next stream soon. But yeah, thank you all for coming over. And I'm going to have a pleasant dream. I'm going to sleep like a fucking baby. A horny baby. Bye-bye. Oh.